Hello, it's Clozapine Fit and Lean here again. Okay, I just want to make a small video about why is it Clozapine? Why am I on Clozapine? Okay, what I have a diagnosis of is something called treatment-resistant schizophrenia. In fact, I have lots of other diagnoses, but I'm not going to overshare over the internet to a bunch of people I don't know about what these things are because they're very close and personal to me, as well as my family and my treatment team. Now, the reason why I have schizophrenia once again is because of a lot of things that have happened which shouldn't have happened. Again, I'm not going to air my dirty laundry over the internet, it's very personal to me. Now, clozapine is what we call the treatment of it is the gold standard for people that have treatment-resistant schizophrenia. So I've been through practically all of the antipsychotics that are typically given with limited to no treatment response, or if they did give a treatment response, the side effect profile would be so unfavourable it was not really worth continuing with. It was not sustainable for my physical health. So if I remember correctly, I'm just going by recall here. So the first antipsychotic I was on was olanzapine, then haloperidol, then aripiprazole, okay. Then I think it was quetiapine. Then from quetiapine, I think we went to lorazepam, then olanzapine, and then olanzapine with clopixel, and then I believe it was olanzapine, clopixel, olanzapine, and then aripiprazole with it, yes, and then after that we went to clozapine, which I've been on now for close to 3 years straight. Now, you may ask, Cameron, are you clozophobic? Are you like other patients, okay, who think clozapine is dangerous, who think clozapine is evil, who thinks this shit should be banned? Right, first and foremost, this medication is not shit, okay? I'm not clozophobic. This medication has flat out saved my life. Without my clozapine that I have every day, my life is not worth living. I have such bad psychiatric problems that I cannot function. And, to be honest with you, if I had to go without my clozapine, it sounds dramatic, but this is how bad my problems are, is I would have to consider literally medical euthanasia. So that's why I take it. I also take a mood stabilizer called valproate semi-sodium. Now, if I go literally a day without my clozapine as I become ill, I get this negative symptoms, flat kind of mood effect, and I start seeing horrible things that aren't there. If I were to go more than a few days without the clozapine, I'll become very floridly ill, become delusional and dangerously delusional and paranoid. And I'll have to be resectioned or in an emergency section to something like a PQ unit or even a secure forensics ward to be restabilized. Now, in terms of side effects, as I said, patients say, oh, that stuff will kill you. Oh, right, no. The doctor I work with gave me a personalised treatment plan. Okay, the doctor I work with is a very good doctor. I'm not sure if I can say his name on YouTube, but this man worked with me very much so, and very well. Okay, we had to actually, because I was so sensitive to it, titrate up at 1/3 the rate as usual. Okay, and there were some mental and physical health complications. I was very sort of over-sedated, and furthermore, my troponin T, which is a measure for heart inflammation, rose up a bit, but it came back down. And also we had counting one so far when I was titrating up, of orange neutrophils. Now, I'm on green neutrophils. I've had green neutrophils the entire time apart from this one episode. And on top of that, combining a healthy diet with resistance training, some daily walking or riding my bicycle, if I do this, my physical health is kept in check. I gained, up to when I was in hospital, I think I was 137.5 kilos. Got my weight now down to about 115 kilos. Trying to get down to 105 kilos by sometime, in summer next year. So, it can be done, okay? You can recover from schizophrenia, and I had it bad, and I do have it bad, and it works for me at 300 milligrams daily. Yes, I have to sleep a bit more than usual, say if I'm on olanzapine or something like this, but I'm still able to walk around without diabetes. I'm able to resolve my obesity problem. I am able to do my gym work. I am able to basically be more or less, mostly a free man, and I don't have to spend my life locked away in a serious psychiatric ward, like a high dependency ward, like I would be if I were not to be on this particular medication. Now, please, I'm here to try and inspire patients about this. I'm here to try and say that the longer that you go with schizophrenia, which isn't medicated correctly, is the more likelihood it becomes treatment resistant, the more likelihood you have worse pervasive symptoms that don't resolve in time, or don't resolve at all. So, in my opinion, please, I'm not a doctor, I'm not saying this is medical advice, this is just what I feel. As doctors and patients should work with each other, and I'm trying to make this channel to let patients work with doctors, to inform people it isn't all bad news. Clozapine doesn't kill you. What I'm trying to say, in my opinion, is that you shouldn't, as a doctor and as a patient, expect to be danced around all these different medication combinations over the course of like 3 years or more, like I was, because it progresses your situation into dangerousness. If it hasn't been established as dangerous, if you just have a minor psychosis, it can basically just flourish into something which is far more serious, like it did with me. What you should honestly do, I believe, is the medication should start out with risperidone. There's little to no treatment response, it should be upped. If risperidone then produces unfavorable side effects like gynecomastia, if maybe paliperidone should be used as an LAI depot. If that doesn't work, maybe olanzapine with prophylactic metformin and berberine with a healthy diet and exercise. And if that doesn't work, patients should just go straight to clozapine. This allows patients basically to get the best treatment response. It allows them to remain in hospital for a shorter period of time, which frees up bed spaces. All these types of things. So this is just my opinion. And I just want to say that I'm not a doctor, I'm not a mental health care professional anyway, I'm not qualified in that way. I am just going by my own lived experience. I'm not saying I'm an expert or anything, I am just saying this is just how I feel about the situation. So, long story short, I am all for my clozapine. I'll never come off my clozapine. The reason why I'll never come off my clozapine is because I can't. So there we go. Right, clozapine, fit and lean.